I got a partner now. I don't care how many guys you interview. I don't think you're gonna see this right here. Because it takes guts, man.
One informant alone shoulders enough risk by working with authorities. But a team of two enormously ups the stakes, as each entrusts his life with the other. Investigator Adrian Sandoval and this pair of informants, whom we've been calling Pancho and Lefty, have just started an operation to nab a drug ring on Chicago's west side. Their plan takes a 180-degree turn, however, 1 week later. It's at this playground that gunfire erupts in Avondale Park, a partly gentrified neighborhood on the northwest side. Bullets strike two little girls, a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old, piercing one in the back and grazing the other in the head. Both survive their injuries, and police capture the alleged gunman, a maniac Latin disciple who was trying to shoot at a gangland rival and missed.
This was an outrageous act.
Chicago's new police superintendent declares war on the maniac Latin disciples.
Their entire organization is going to be held accountable for the actions of one of them.
It's a turn of the tide, letting everybody know we're not going to be playing. We're going to set an example, and anybody who's shooting kids to get ready because we're going to hit the whole gang.
Pancho and Lefty, who belong to the gang, now find themselves caught in the middle. Prior to the shooting, they'd helped Sandoval map out the citywide hierarchy of the entire organization.
They have the governor, then they got the ministry.
Okay, so the governor, the minister.
Right. He will follow the minister's power.
Now, that information takes on a whole new relevance.
How accurate is this? Is he the chief enforcer for the mob? They're well organized, obviously, and it can help them, and it also hurts them. They have structure, they have somebody to answer to and somebody to dictate and delegate what's going to happen. But if one of their main guys who's highly involved decides to help us out, it's so much easier to take everybody else down.
Sandoval and his CIU colleagues share the intel with Chicago police, who launch a massive crackdown on the gang. Within 2 weeks of the shooting, the Chicago PD arrests 120 maniac Latin disciples, many of them on misdemeanor charges and outstanding warrants.
Now when the cops come and sweep up the area, what do you think you just did to everybody? Not only did you send a message to the maniac Latin disciples, you sent a message to all gangs citywide.
Investigators go to meet with one of their informants, Lefty, in the meantime.
Everybody's scared right now. So they tell me with Chicago police. Said he coming after all maniac Latin disciples. Everybody heard him, so everybody's scared.
Lefty claims that the shooter had acted alone, without authorization from the gang. He'd been fighting with some Latin kings, but now, not even his own gang will defend him.
I want to stay right in mind, especially a gang shooter, and somebody shoot him apart. He took action up on himself. He got to pay for it. Nobody behind the relation. He's bad.
As the maniac Latin disciples wait for the dust to settle, their drug sales dry up with all of the heat on their neighborhoods. They also expect their rivals, the Latin kings, to retaliate since they were the intended targets of the shooting. For both Pancho and Lefty, the stakes suddenly couldn't be higher.
To me, it was like a sign or something, man. That did just happen just like that. I sat there, I was like, oh my God. At first, what did I get myself into? But then I said, damn, he could be for the better.
You could definitely have been caught.
Yeah.
With the sweep that's going down. So you could have been sitting behind bars.
Investigators Sandoval and Carpenter decide to strike while the iron's hot. They want to use Pancho and Lefty to take down a so-called Nation House, where the maniac Latin disciples store their firearms.
This is where they mostly all hang out. But this house is in charge of supplying all the guys out in the neighborhood with weapons, ammunition. They're gonna have security, probably front and back. So we're gonna definitely have to be prepared.
Despite the risk, their informants agree to help. They identify one house in particular where the gang not only keeps guns, but also sells narcotics. The next step, the sheriff's police will send an undercover officer there to buy drugs in order to obtain a search warrant.
We're going to try to take off the mid-level people in that gang. Hopefully from that point, some of the violence will slow down.
These guys are out there shooting people, so if we can hurry up and get these guns off the street, that'll be great.